Welcome you all. This session focuses more on opportunities for MSMEs and startups in food, agri and fishery sector. This section that we are going to interact today, it aims to inspire and empower the next generation of entrepreneurs on harnessing various opportunities, focusing on sustainable practices and exploring the coastal resources. We have amongst us two distinguished personalities, Dr. Adarsh Gowda and Dr. Shiv Kumar M. I request the resource persons to please come on stage. Privileged to introduce the resource persons for the session today. Dr. Adarsh Gowda has avid experience in the field of nutrition and food processing. He has undertaken research work in this arena and presented various papers in refereed journal. He is a review committee member for Journal of Food Science, Springer, and member of expert committees of food science and technology. We extend a cordial welcome to you, sir, and we look forward for an enriching session. We have the next resource person for the session, Dr. Shiv Kumar M. He is a professor of aquatic biology and associate director of extension and head of the Department of Aquatic Environment Management, Problematic Soils. He is the awardee for the National Chanakya Award 2015, Dr. Abdul Kalam Lifetime Achievement Award 2017, and Environmentalist of the Year 2017. His credentials are quite expressive and we are very happy that we are associated with him today. And we look forward for a very enriching session. I request the audience to kindly pose questions for the last 5 minutes. Each resource person can maximum take 20 minutes of time, and yeah, if they finish in 15 minutes, we can have 5 minutes for interaction. Thank you.
Who gathered here for this conclave. So, you know, food is everything. Food is everything because if you earn 100 crores also, if you won't get right food, you won't be happy end of the day. That is the magic of food. And today, world is dominated with food only. And correct, no? If you go to any functions also, if you won't give a right food for the guest, they will, before leaving only, they'll tell that person not given enough food right in a right way. Money, we can adjust, but food, nobody is ready to adjust. That is the magic of the food, what we can see in the most of the belt, maybe in the coastal area, from Ballari, wherever we go, because it is very impossible to Ballari people to come and adjust to Mangalore. So everyone have their own style of food diet system which they learn from a childhood. And you know, food is a magic why, you know, food, if you take a right food, no, you can stay for a long living life. And if we take back for our granny, grandpa and all, we won't see much lifestyle disease on them. Reason, they have a right food in their diet. And today we can see that problem in the young age only with the youngsters. And you can't blame our parents. Sometimes, you know, whenever I give a talk in outside world and all, there is one person asked me in the radio talk, sir, we had a poor background during our days. So we give enough food to our children, we can go for KFC and whatever and all. I had one question for him, how old you are, sir? And he told me, I am around 56 and all. Do you have any lifestyle diseases? No. Don't blame your parents, they had money, but they had taught you certain pattern of diet, so you are happy with the living life. Don't give enough contamination to your younger generation. That's very one. And this section is one of the vast section. Why it is a vast section? Can you have a next slide, please? Next. You know, it is easier to change a man's religion than to change his diet. Correct? No, nobody will adjust their food. Food is very important. Next slide. Next. Yeah. You know, I'm just telling about due to COVID, we had slightly variation in our future plan. But, you know, 14% of GDP comes from food industry only. Actually, that story never tells by anyone. And food is a dominant industry in the world also, even in India also. And if you see, if you in Bangalore, no, if you have a 1 lakh of money, I don't want 1 lakh, around 25,000 of money, and start a small tea stall also, you can survive. That is the magic of food. And why this MSME can be help us see, whenever I ask the youngsters, they will tell us where to invest money, sir. We can't burden our parents. I will tell you one very live story which happened in our campus only. There is a one person, you can see him also. His name is Kiranjit. He is basically from a BCom background. And he started a momos startup, which we had given a platform for him. And it is not easy one day story. It took 1.5 years for him to train. First we had to train the students. We send him to the other outer world where to exposure himself, learn the things and all. And he came back after 1.5 years and started a momos, and he'll earn 1 lakh per month. You won't believe. That 1 lakh simply won't come. There is an effort, everything and all, and it go in that way. And can you go to the next slide? Yeah. And if you go to the food processing sector, which are the dominant areas? It may be fruits and vegetables, milk, meat and poultry, marine products, grain processing, consumer food. Now I'll focus on one point, one area, meat and poultry. You know Indian meat section? Actually, meat section should be go in a proper way. If you go to the USDA and all and other sections, you know how hygienically we have to maintain that one? It is the one section, if you won't maintain, they'll spread a lot of diseases for us. And if you go to our Indian market in the local area, if they hang the meat in the morning, it will go up to evening also. Same thing, you'll ask 1 kg of meat, they'll cut it and they'll give. It's a real story, no? I'm not putting any this tagline. Correct. So, you should aware that meat is the fastest decaying thing, where number of microbes will do a T20 play over there. And another thing, any food we cook in the home, we won't cook more than 100 degrees Celsius. And there are some talented microorganisms, they can survive even in the 140, 150 degrees Celsius also. And how to tackle them? How to tackle them is a very important story. And tackling them means we need to play with the technology. And if you see, slaughtering animals to many things, we need a cold storage to everything. How to preserve the things and all. And startup is something which will give a platform, because I want to become an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur won't be happen overnight. We need to, let's say like a bamboo story. Correct? No? Bamboo won't grow till 5 years. Maybe the roots should spread in such a way that tomorrow it can hold strong enough to grow in a better way. So it's a very important thing. Can I go to the next slide? As I told you, where we are standing, 14% of the GDP comes from this section. And it's very important. Few days back, I was giving a talk on startup in Bangalore. I met one of the person called chicken poultry industry person. And he started with a small thing. And he was a failure. See, many of the people, whenever I go anywhere, sir, you were telling about startup, but if I see 100 startups, 90 are failure. But nobody will tell that 10% are ruling the India. 10% are ruling, that is the magic. What this 10% people have done, they gone through their failures. Where they went wrong. And they again restarted the things. When I met that person, why you started in chicken industry, he told, we are not giving a right hygienic meat products for the mankind. How to maintain that hygienic is very important. See, we have a money in the pocket, nowadays earning money is not a problem. Nowadays problem is how to take care of health. If this happens in most of the corporate world, they earn hundreds crores together, but they won't sleep properly in bed. That is the problem. You won't get right sleep in the bed means, what is the use of earning that 100 crores? That is the magic. So food is everything. If I am telling about a granny can read the paper in the age of 80, that is not that is their lifestyle. That is their lifestyle. And MSME schemes, because whenever I ask any youngsters, they'll tell where to bring the money, sir. First you need to know the route, no? Nobody is ready to see that route. Go, not only MSME I'm asking, there are some other startup funding agencies which are really boosting the things. And one more thing, many of the colleges, there are incubation centers. There are some leaders, role models who run that incubation. Go and connect with them. They will show the road, how to connect, what are the startup. And many people are not taking that one. See, why India want to see that in the next 15, 20 years? The real story is, there are enough industry in India, but there is no space for a job. Because it's full now. And we need a new investors, new entrepreneurs who can create the job. And India is the one of the right place where you can create the jobs. That much population is there in our country. And we need to take that opportunity and create the things. And one more story I'm telling, you all know Chai Point. Chai Point is a very famous, and one of my best friend, Amlik Singh. Amlik Singh, I can see him 11 years back, who was working in Bangalore corporate sector. One day he thought he will start a business. And he told to his friend, I will start a tea business. It is a common, in Bangalore tea every corner will get. But other friends start laughing, what you will do with the tea? But I had told any entrepreneurs should have a clear vision, where you want to stand. That execution is very important. And he is very clear, his friend may be laughing. He come up with a very good plan, started all the shops in tech area, where it connected with 3 to 4 lakhs per month rent. Yes, entrepreneurship is a risk management also. He took that risk management, and today, in 11 years, his turnover is 100 to 200 crores. More than 200 outlets are there. So visions are very important. Where you want to stand tomorrow is very important. These MSME, 60% of contribution is there from MSME sectors. And also, I'm telling to connect these women entrepreneurs. And they are the next role models for the country. And government is giving enough subsidy for the women entrepreneurs. You should take that lead. And you have to connect that one for the future. Because there are many slides, I don't want to go again and again showing the things. And you need a right food now. And a few days back, I had brought one chief guest, Dr. Basaya Heramat from NOFHH. He is a software engineer who works with Narayan Murthy for more than 16 years. Then he thought I want to do something else with my own land. And he started growing in 8 acres moringa plants. And connecting that moringa plants, he make a powder and he's selling, and that he even connected to the rural areas for the most of the backward places in the Uttar Karnataka. And that was catchy for the even DC. DC has taken initiative of that one to connect for the malnutrition. So you should know where to connect the things in a right way. You may be having 100 crores, but you should know how, if you don't know how to connect it, that 100 crores is zero investment. If you have a right plan, there is enough funding system in with us. MSME too, many things. And banks are there to create that platform. And if you sit in everyone want to become Usain Bolt, but nobody want to work in the field for the hard work. Correct, no? They want to become a Usain Bolt, they need Usain Bolt leg. They don't want other things to practice. That is the problem here with the youngsters, everything. Dreaming is very important. Dreaming in a closed eyes, that's a problem. Dream should become in a open eyes. This youngster should think on that dream, not to closing the night in a bed and dreaming. That won't give anything. And I always want this MSMEs there are startup Karnatakas, and there are many things from Pradhan Mantri Yojana, and many things are there. And take a look on that, guys, rather than wasting a time in WhatsApp or in a YouTube, seeing a nonsense. Make 5 minutes time for your growth. You connect with that. I'll tell you, maybe tomorrow, I had used in this campus also, many friends, we are friends, sitting in a cafe to many things, what in campus. Don't too much waste another's life. Focus on your life. That will make you more sensible than the other things. So, connect with this type of things. Food sector is one of the dominant sector, I'll tell you. Mangalore may have airport too, all the things. But if you don't have a good hotels, you'll feel bad. That is the magic of food. End of the day, we need food. So, connect with that. Food is one of the biggest industry where you can do a lot of magical things, because I don't want, the time is short, because if I go on telling many things, it won't be, see, if I tell one story before leaving, why our God is too good, man. He had created our body very nicely. It is left to us how we designed that one. You know, early days, early morning we wake up, before the sun will rise and sunset, they will go to bed. One chemical is there, that will come, one dark will occupy, that repair the body, that everything was doing properly, so they were healthy. But here the new life starts after 7 o'clock. And where you are giving body rest, where you are giving a proper diet to the food, and food is focusing, why, you know, everyone is conscious with the health, but nobody want to take the right diet. This is very important. So focus on these things, and food industry very dominant, and MSME too many schemes are there. And because of short time, I'll make it small and sweet and short, and I'll connect to the next speaker who can also tell about the more on the fisheries sector, because he's the man who had the thought in that section, a dominant section for him, who is working in that area. And thank you for all for listening and patiently, and connect, guys, rather than wasting on YouTube and all. I'm telling to the young minds, I'll tell you guys, connect and focus. Right age for the entrepreneurship is 18 to 20 years, 28 years, not 28 to 40 years. I'll tell you again. So focus on that. Thank you.
We request Dr. Shiv Kumar sir to please come forward and deliberate.
Good afternoon. Just to break the monotony, I was seeing the people, maybe for some compulsion they are here and busy with their mobiles. So if you can close your mobiles and open your mind, next 12 minutes, I'm going to speak on fisheries and aquaculture and the business opportunities. I request the youngsters, if you think that you are young, I want you to sit straight. According to General Magdalen, if you are young or youth, your earlobe should be right on your shoulders, sharp eyes, raised chest, upright position. Sit straight. Not to the seniors in the front row. Sit straight and close your eyes for 30 seconds. Close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Friends, future neither war nor diseases. It is sheer crush of humanity and hunger. They are the serious threat to the humankind. If you are ready to contribute something to eradicate hunger and uphold the human values through your education, knowledge, ingenuity, only if you are ready, please open your eyes. Please open your eyes. It means you accepted my appeal. Thank you for accepting my appeal to eradicate hunger and uphold the human values. That is the purpose of knowledge. Not 8 million tons. Next slide, please. We are producing, thank you, Nayak sir. Next slide. Okay, this is the condition. Next slide. Okay. After the COVID, more than 2 to 4 crores of people are displaced. They went back to their native place. These people are looking for newer jobs. Entrepreneurship, it's not only to make money, more money. It is to serve the society, to help the society, to feed the hungry world, to cater the needs of the hungry world. So in last 65 years, India could increase its food production by 5 times. We are producing 308 million tons now. 308 million tons. Our target is to produce 350 million tons by 2025. Target is so huge with limited resources, limited land, we have so many graduates, but we want the knowledgeable people who can make the change. And we are producing 16.24 million tons of fish. We need 22 million tons of fish by 2025. And we need 350 million tons of, we could increase fish production by 15 times. That's what I said. We are producing 16.24 million tons. Horticulture crop by 10 times in last 65 years. And meat production by 9.6 times, egg production by 48 times. In spite of that, out of 144 crores of people, 20 crores of people are suffering from hunger. This is the message for you, 3 guys. You 3 guys. In spite of producing 308 million tons, 20 crores of people are suffering from hunger, 30 to 40 crores of people are suffering from hidden hunger. We don't belong to that. Be happy for that. We need food only for 225 days to be healthy. Out of 365 days, we need food only for 225 days. We are consuming more. We hardly need 2,800 kilocalories of energy to be fit. But we are consuming 3,000 to 4,000 kilocalories every day. And during lunch, you just see how many people are wasting food. By wasting food by 30%, our requirement can be compensated by 48%. So, next slide. So not 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Change your thinking. Definitely India is the better place because of the volume of the people, area, 3.28 million square kilometer, 157 million hectares of arable land. Next slide. See, in this conclave, I want you to change your thinking. Thinking means nobody is taking down, no problem. But today, you know what's the importance of today? No sleep day. I only coined it. Today, after the conclave, you go back, don't sleep. All night, you think of how you can use your knowledge and how you can understand the gaps of the country and come out with solution and make money while serving the society. Thinking and production systems. Enough is already there, but definitely you can extend it. You can improve the efficiency. Why did you change this slide? Scale. If you don't know what scale you must work on, you don't know the business. Technology, because science, there is no separate science for US or America or Europe. The principles of science is same for the entire world. Learn it. And economics, more than the science, the missing link is the economics. I know many of you are from agriculture background or different agriculture background. If I ask the economics of paddy, sugarcane, areca nut, coconut, most of the officers, most of the entrepreneurs do not know the economics. So first learn the economics, because science you cannot change the science. You only understand. Science is not changing every day. Only our understanding is changing. So learn economics because it is changing. Processing, the 85% of the JAAN producers, it is wasted. On the contrary, at Kannur, two of the young boys, two engineers, started a company called Hebon and making 100 crores of business by coming out with 15 to 20 varieties of products. But here in Mangalore, during monsoon, 85% of the JAAN is wasted. If you don't know how to add value, you cannot make money. Branding and marketing, morning, yes, expert spoke about it. Hard work to smart work and data management. Entire country is dealing with wrong data. With wrong data, you cannot come out with right strategy. First, come out with the right data, understand the right problem, identify the right problem, come out with solution, and plenty of businesses. In fact, the basic purpose of education is not to give you job. Out of 144, hardly 2.2% of the people are in job. Rest, you have to create the job using the knowledge. Next. Fish for health, in fact, next slide, please. Fish is good. All civilizations started along the coastline or along the river side. Fish is good in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which is essential for the brain development. That's why throughout the world, beyond doubt, the IQ of the coastal people is more. That's why the results are good. The better growth, better skin. It is all because of the food habit. But people do not know how to eat the fish. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, I'll not talk. Next slide. So now, according to World Health Organization, we are supposed to eat 20.3. Here in the coastal Karnataka, you may be eating more. But I'm talking about the average of the nation. We are, in spite of producing 16.24 million tons of fish, the per capita availability is 11.8 kg, in Karnataka 5.8 kg. It has to be increased to 20.3. That's why the government of India has come out with, 4 years ago, the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana with 20,050 crores, and another 1 year is there. And there are 50 to 60 different schemes where you get 40 to 60% of subsidy on different schemes depending on your interest, resources and plan. You can avail these services. Next slide, please. See, we talk about energy, not in quantity. In the world science, we refer in some terms of energy. 2050, we need 69% of more, 69% more. Say 9.6 billion people will be there on the globe. We need 16 trillion kilocalories of energy. So where do you get food? People are living energy because of the fragmentation of land. Scientific farming is not economically viable. So that's why, for every industry there is a expiry date, but not for agriculture. There is no expiry date for agriculture. Next slide. So at least 2 servings, 150 grams of fish you must eat, but you're eating, but in a wrong way. Next slide. You must know how to eat fish, cooked, grilled, broiled, okay. But 90% of our diet, next please. This is the masala you're eating. Once in a while, once in 15 days or a month, fine. But this is causing serious health hazards. The rate of heart-related issues are more in the coastal region because they're eating in a wrong way. Next slide. So you must taste the fish, not the masala. Next slide. Anyway, live fish sales concept is coming. Anyway, next. So now, fish for wealth, fish for health, okay. So in Karnataka, we have 26,000 tanks, 3,900 major tanks, 82 reservoirs, 5,800 kilometers of rivers, and 320 kilometers of coastline. And we are producing, say, 1.05 million tons of fish. But this is not enough. Look, if you look at the vastness of the state, vastness of the country, even country, 8,200 kilometers of coastline, 3.15 million hectares of reservoirs, 1.97 lakh kilometers of rivers. If you look at the productivity, it is less. So we must move from production to productivity. India is doing well. Next slide. So this is the aquatic resource. It is so vast, but the smaller countries are doing exceedingly well. Next slide. And the fisheries and aquaculture offers business opportunities for everybody. With 10 rupees, you can go to the market and buy fish, but you cannot buy meat. Goat meat you cannot buy. And that is the most expensive food in the world, that is caviar. The most expensive food. So what I'm trying to tell you, anybody with any amount of money can enter into the fisheries and aquaculture and do business. That's the beauty of fisheries. Next. So look at this. India, we are doing well in terms of milk, papaya, jute, ginger. I'm not happy with this data because we are doing well because of the vastness of the country, 3.28 million square kilometer. But look at the bottom column where we are lacking. Look at when China can produce 40 tons of fish per hectare, why we are stuck at 8 tons of, and the average paddy production in Karnataka is only 25 quintals per acre, whereas China, it's about 12 quintals. 25, that is 60 quintals. So if you believe the science is same for them and us, by managing soil, by managing the nutrient, by managing the water, we also should be able to produce the same. That is what I am trying to say. Next. So now, the issues are many, but still India has all the solutions for the problems. Poor landholding, poor capital, scarcity of labor. In a country with 144 crore people, can we say we have labor problem? Everybody is trying to escape the valley of sweat. So problematic soil in this coastal region, because the heavy rain, say about 4,000 millimeters, all these soils are acidic. So issues are totally different. Imbalanced nutrient, micronutrient. See, our paddy producers, they grow MO4 paddy here. By applying 2 kgs of zinc sulfate, the average paddy production is only 12 quintals. In Mandya it is 25 quintal. In Sindhnoor, Raichur it is 35 quintals. In Mandya only people are under loss. How can these people producing 12 quintals can make big profit? By managing the soil, by applying lime and the zinc sulfate, the paddy yield can be increased. But they don't know the micronutrient deficiency issues, wild animals, migration of youngsters, middlemen, scarcity, all these issues, but definitely we have the solutions. Next. So this is the target for the country by 2025. Next slide. Next slide, please. So now, look at the benefit, unless you know benefit cost ratio on the minimum scale of economy, MSC, in a 4,000 meter square, 1 acre of paddy, to get back your investment, you have to grow paddy in 2,600 square meter. If you don't know what is that point, minimum scale of economy for any business, not only for fisheries, whether it's sweet business, agri-business, chai business, if you don't know MSc, don't do the business. Next. So from 100 meter square, I'm just giving a classic example. This farmer has 6 acres of land, growing coconut and 100 meter square of fish pond. In 100 meter square of fish pond, in 3 months, he makes 9,600 rupees. And to get the same amount, he has to grow coconut in 4.5 acres of land. So 100 meter square is as equivalent as 4.2 acres of coconut orchard. Next slide. Most of the areas here in this region, because of the heavy rains, are waterlogged. If you don't take up fish culture along with the paddy farming, you cannot manage the salts. 5 to 10% of your agricultural land, you grow anything, whether it's dry land, wetland, or upland, whatever it is, 5 to 10% of land should be a fish pond so that you can drain excess water. All the Myanmar people, West Bengal people, just to drain the excess water, they started constructing fish pond. That's why they are growing best of the best rice and growing fish. If Karnataka Kaveri command area, if all the farmers can construct fish pond in 5 to 10% of area, we don't have to fight with Tamil Nadu for water. We can drain the excess water, hold it during the summer and use it as a survival watering. Next. This is required for coastal area. Wherever it's waterlogged is there, people leave it fallow. Don't do that. Using the sandbags, construct the tank or use the plastic lining, hold the water. Definitely fish culture, beyond doubt, it is profitable. 5 times profitable than paddy, sugarcane, aracanut, whatever it is. Next. Next slide. Next. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Please go on clicking. It's all pictures. Okay. So ornamental fish, because of the high temperature during summer, they get vibrant color. Western Ghats, it's hardly 50 to 60 kilometers. All the wild fishes you can collect, hold them, and even in city center there is a pedicure spa. They charge you 400 rupees for 20 minutes. All the wild fishes, they are nibblers. You collect them and do wonders. And most of the fishes you can easily breed in this coastal region. And our students are doing wonderful business in Wamanjur. They have built a big aquatic biosystem, a company, and making wonderful business. Make a visit, understand the business, and in interiors of Dakshina Kannada, you can take up ornamental fish business, ornamental plant business. Next slide. This is the pedicure. Next slide. So plants, say about 150 varieties of wild plants in the Western Ghats. It's all wheat plant. Collect them, know the culture practice. Simple. Just give the nutrient, they grow profusely, pack them in wet paper and sell it. Next slide. This is the man in Bidadi, in Bangalore, growing 300 different aquatic plants, and every week he is sending containers to the European market. Next slide. Aquaponics, wherever, if you have a constraint for land, water, go for aquaponics, hydroponics, unless you know the market, unless you know the technology. First, before you arrange for the money, know the market. If you don't know the market, don't do it. Science can happen, but if you cannot market, yes. Next, please. Shrimp farming, yes, we are exporting 13.5 lakh tons and earning 65,000 crores. Out of 65,000 crores, 60% comes from shrimp only. Wherever you have backwaters, saline water, you can take the water from the creek and do shrimp farming, highly profitable with considerable risk. Because of the global market, there are some issues, but still, cost of production will be 320 rupees per kilo and market price is 380 to 450 rupees for 30 count shrimp. Next. This is fish culture in cages. Next. Crab, this in the backwater, you can grow fish, brackish water fish. In the same tank, you can grow even crabs in the crab cages. In each, one of the farmers brought the seawater in his car shed, he is growing crabs. And cost of production will be 800 rupees. Market price is 1,500 buying price. And they sell it for 2,500 to 800. Next. Mussel farming, it's very easily you get the spats, grow them in the backwaters in the Sita Nadi under the guidance of CMFRI and College of Fisheries. Our farmers, the women, they are growing mussel at least cost and sell it for 180 to 250 rupees per kilo. And they have started the FPO and producing the pickles, various products. Next. Oyster farming. Now come to the college or KVK or CMFRI, get trained and wait for 6 months, do business. So over. Next slide. Next slide. So if you have limited land, you can take up recirculatory aquaculture system in your backyard. Next. Biofloc technology. Over the top of your house also you can do fish culture. And come out with newer varieties. Next slide. These are the new cultivable varieties. So this is how the cuttlefish and squid is handled. That is how it is served in the hotels. And this is both are ampankatta. So this is the business opportunity for youngsters. This is how our chappals are sold. This is the dry fish market with all fungus, E. coli, fecal coliforms. And whereas we sell the pedigree dog food in a very MAP pack. So this is where entrepreneurs can enter, come out with their branding, packaging technology and make the business. Next. So this is the green shop I proposed to the government. This is how I want the vegetable shops in Kadripar, wherever you want. If you can make 100 outlets, such outlets, you can make 28 crores of business. So come and meet me for DPR, free of cost. This is the fish sales outlet I proposed. Next slide. We started at Kolar. Next. So now, if you want to change, we need 7 ingredients: vision, value, strategy, resource, capability, motivation, and feedback. If you don't have vision, next, keep on pressing. If you will be confused. Okay. If you don't have values, you will be corrupt. If you don't have strategy, you will be diffused. If you don't have resources, not necessarily the money, the knowledge. You'll be fatigued. If you don't have motivation, you'll crawl. If you don't have feedback, you'll doubt. I'm trying to motivate, that's all. For science, you come back and meet me. Thank you very much. If you know me, you can't be a pessimist. If you know me, you can't be a pessimist. One more good round of applause to SS Naik. Thank you. Again, you sit straight. You're going for lunch, no? Thank you very much, sir.
There is a saying, there's food for everyone, but everyone does not eat it. That's because we feel that there has to be some thought towards sustainable food processing. Today we had 2 good resource persons with us, Dr. Adarsh Gowda and Dr. Shiv Kumar Magadha. Truly, sir, you have made our day and give a different perspective that we can think about. Thank you so much for your wonderful session, very insightful and thoughtful. May I now request CASS Naik and Dr. SM Shiv Prakash to please come on stage. I request them to offer a memento to our resource persons today as a token of appreciation and gratitude. Thank you, dignitaries, for doing the honors. There is food for thought and food for stomach. It's time now. Yeah.
Just now we heard about fisheries sector, the opportunities that it offers to the young entrepreneurs. I just want to recite one of my fisheries poems on aquaculture. Aquaculture, already he said, the promise it holds for the food production in the future. Maximize your imagination to realize what may be world's population after hundreds of generations. Think of the future life situation and shudder to imagine teeming billions hunger and malnutrition. With shrinking fertile land and its destruction, making way for large-scale urbanization, can agriculture alone meet the future challenge of food production? Food technologists are of the opinion that fish is the ultimate solution to save mankind from starvation. If only we prevent environmental degradation, conserve existing fish population, and sustain global aquaculture production. Thank you very much.